Well, first of all, there were no other colleges or universities that I even considered. So, yeah, I grew up around here, went to A&M Consolidated, and there was only one choice for me. That was Texas A&M. And I applied, I got in, and I just loved it. And so much so that I got the undergraduate degree, I left, came back and got the MBA, left and came back and got a PhD. So it's the only university for me. Oh, a brief overview of my career, okay? She's laughing at me.
Okay, let's.
All right, so I'm in my third career. Let's start there. All right, so I'm in my third career. I majored in journalism in '82. All right, so here's the brief overview. I started in radio broadcasting and loved it. Had a lot of fun in radio broadcasting. Fern and I connected, we got married, and I needed a real job.
We were having too much fun.
So we came back and went through the MBA program. And then I went out into corporate, and I was in sales and sales management for Quaker Oats, Nabisco, and Frito-Lay, and enjoyed that. But along the way, I discovered that what I love the most is I love to teach. And so we came back again with our kids, and we went through the PhD program for another 4 years. And I started my third career in academia, and I've been in this career for 25 years. So I think I'm done now. You know, when I think about talking to our students today, and you think about those three careers that I just briefly mentioned, the question is, what do students want to do? Is the question. Because this university prepared me to be in radio broadcasting, right? It prepared me to write. So I write books, as you well know. I write academic articles. And so I was able to explore that career path. This university also taught me to be a leader, all right, through the MBA program. And I became a leader in sales and sales management for 3 Fortune 500 companies. All right? This university also taught me to be an academic. So it's what do you want to do? Because this university can prepare you for anything.
We actually met through a mutual person.
My cousin.
And my cousin.
Nope.
Read the book.
Don't go there.
Read the book if you want to know the details, because that sounds a little fishy, doesn't it? But in a nutshell, music brought us together. Music. Outside of music, he would have had no chance with me.
So I've been a student of leadership for many, many years, all right? And I will define it for you. I'm going to draw upon the literature in leadership. So Warren Bennis is an expert in this area. I'm a big John Maxwell fan. Huge John Maxwell fan. What's common in their interpretations of leadership is the following. It's about social influence. It's about being a visionary, to see an organization's capabilities and to come up with a vision that will move that organization forward, and to be able to inspire people who are in that organization to be their very best as we all work towards some common goals. That's my definition of leadership, and I've been really blessed to be in major leadership positions for many years. To whom much is given,
much is required.
That's our answer. So we have been really, really blessed. We have. We started at a very young age together, and we were very poor.
Yeah, we started at a deficit, but we just became a team.
We became a team. Our faith,
yeah.
It's just been amazing what God
Many
has done
challenges,
for us.
many challenges, but
Yeah.
stay in power, stick with itness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a crazy ride, but it's been an amazing ride. And our children were fortunate, privileged to watch us go through some of those struggles. They actually did it with us.
Yes.
And it made them stronger adults, better parents. It made them extremely frugal. And it made them care about others less fortunate, because they had to walk in those shoes for a season when we came back here for his PhD. We went from a very suburban lifestyle with our children, to living in a duplex in the Section 8 housing off of Navarro. But they were they were told what to expect and how they may be treated, but that is exactly why they should treat people well.
Giving back, right? Because we've been given so much,
Yeah.
because we've been so blessed, all right? It's natural for us to give back. We want to give others an opportunity. And so God has used us to do those things. We give back in terms of finances. We give back a lot in time. We both have lots of mentors we're talking to, including our own children and our grandchildren. So that is natural for us to give back because we've been given so much.
Yeah.
So my dad had a 6th grade education, born in Louisiana. He served our country in the Army. He finished and he picked up a trade, and that was dry cleaning, cleaning clothes. He and my mom started their own business, Jones Cleaners, some years ago. And what I learned from my dad is, number one, how to be resourceful. He was very resourceful in so many different ways. The other thing I learned is the work ethic. He had an incredible work ethic, and I certainly inherited that. I mean, he was never idle. He was always doing something and doing really good work. And I was really privileged to see that role model, and have that role model in my life, and to learn from him in so many different ways. So obviously I'll start there. Then there are other people. You know, when I think about it, and I tried to highlight some of these folks in my book, Run Toward Your Goliaths. Paul Bush, right here
Top
at
of the
Texas
list.
A&M. Yeah, Paul Bush.
Yeah.
He's a life changer, and he's a very dear friend. He's part of our family.
Yeah.
Paul Bush in the marketing department. When I left corporate to join the PhD program, Paul actually hired Fern to work in the marketing department. So I was a doctoral student, and she was an admin.
Yep.
All right, and we made ends meet. That was very, very important to us. And he came through. He was my dissertation chair. So that's a really significant relationship. So I've been a dissertation chair for several doctoral students. That's a lifetime relationship. It really is. I try to be that way for my former doctoral students. He has certainly been that way to us.
Yes.
No question about it. His wife,
He and his wife,
Ann,
yeah.
Ann are close.
They were a great team to watch. And so, you know, as the department chair and department head, you guys say, and first lady of the department, he and Ann did a phenomenal job. They set a beautiful example, which was very helpful for me when Eli became dean at LSU for his first deanship, and even Benton and Diane Kokenauer. Diane and I became really good friends, and it was we bonded spiritually. And this is when Eli was in the doctoral program, and when he took that first deanship, I said, "What advice can you give me?" And she said, "Well, this is the only thing you need to know, Fern." She said, "He will be doing the job. All you have to do is just be good to people, and you do that anyway." And I remember that, and so it's just like, that's what I do. Yeah. So just beautiful people.
Benton
beautiful,
and Diane,
yes.
Paul and Ann.
Yes,
Yeah.
I miss her.
Yeah. You know, there are others. So in corporate, very dear friend, Dennis Maple. We're still very, very close. Dennis Maple is the president and CEO of Goddard Systems now. But at one point, we were both at Quaker Oats together. And I remember one moment when I was really down because of what I was doing, and my expectations were much higher. So I remember when I started in consumer packaged goods sales with an MBA, one of the things that we had to do is we would go out into these grocery stores in the wee hours of the night, and we would do these resets. All right, a lot of people who shop grocery stores, they have no idea. It's not like little elves in the middle of the night and moving those products from one aisle to the next. No. They were vendors, and I was one of those. And I got discouraged, and I went to Dennis, who was my first supervisor in corporate, and I said, "You know what? I expected much more. I'm done." And what Dennis told me then stuck with me. And he said, still calls me Jones. Jones, don't be short-sighted. You're not going to be doing this work your entire career. You're going to have to go through these steps. And that was a very good lesson for me. And I try to pass it on to others now. You know, when people graduate with an undergraduate degree and their expectations are they're going to be a CEO, they're going to start their own business, they're going to be a board member, you know, it takes time. You got to crawl, walk, and then run. All right, and at that time, I was definitely crawling. I was literally on my knees in these grocery stores, right?
Right.
And things changed, and so I attribute a lot of that idea of sticking with it to Dennis Maples' advice. And I can think of others. Jeff Miller, as you know, CEO of Halliburton. I always remember one of the things that Jeff said to our students when he spoke to our students, and that is, don't quit 5 minutes before your miracle. Don't quit 5 minutes before your miracle. So many people want to quit. They hit a down moment and that's it, I'm done. You never know. Your miracle could be 5 minutes away.
That's right.
Stay in there, stick with it. Those lessons are really, really important to me, and these are lessons that I try to pass on to others. I've watched so many others receive this award. I've been on the other side of giving the award, and I know the impact that it makes. I've been in the room many times at the podium, handing out the award and looking into the audience and looking at our current students, observing our former students getting this very award, and realizing, number one, the responsibility. Number one, we've got to be role models. These others are looking at us. That's a tremendous responsibility, right? We tell our students when you graduate, you're an Aggie, and that carries a responsibility. You are representing us. You are representing A&M everywhere you go. And Aggies are everywhere. We already know that. Aggies are everywhere. And so you are part of the brand that we have at Texas A&M. You are a living part of our brand. When one receives this award, it takes that idea to a different level. We're part of the brand of Mays Business School. And I am just truly honored when I think about those who have gotten this award, and now I'm in the club. It's an amazing responsibility. I'm so very grateful. We both are very, very grateful. And I'm just truly honored.
And if I may, it makes me so happy for this to be happening because I see what others don't see. I see what the man has to do to keep up the stamina to do the things that he has done. And it's not single-handed because he is all-inclusive. It's team. But the things that he does behind the scenes that no one knows, and when he gets out there, he could be tired, he could be sick, no one knows. No one knows. And he makes it look easy. And in some ways, it is easy because it's coming out of passion and purpose. But this makes me happy. This makes me happy because you deserve it. I want to leave a big, bold, and beautiful spirit of love. That's how I want to be remembered. That I gave love to everybody that I met. That's all I want.
And I think about this idea of impact. A lot of people talk about, I want to make an impact. I want to make a difference. I want to make an impact. And I've spent a lot of time thinking about what that means. I've had great role models, some of whom have passed, but they're still alive in my memory. They're still alive in my spirit. They're still teaching me.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
To me, that's impact. When you're gone and people still remember the teachings, the learning, that's an impact because that is perpetual. It's going to keep growing. And those people, I expect them to pass it on. All right. So in a way, impact to me is that it's enduring. It carries on forever. Now, my dad has been away for 11 years, 12 years now. And still, I'll wake up, I can hear his whistles. My dad loved to whistle. And Fern will catch me around the house every once in a while. I'm just whistling. And sometimes I'm whistling his whistles.
Yeah.
And he's been gone for over a decade, and I still can hear his whistles, all right? I can still hear him in those times when I would go to talk to him and he would give advice. And he gave such logical advice. It was just really sound.
And simple.
And simple advice, very, very powerful. And so I can still hear him. That to me is impact.
Yeah.
I hope, being a person who's an educator, that will just keep on giving. That gift will just keep on giving. Long past we're gone.
Yeah.
So I kind of adopted that mantra many years ago, probably 20 years ago, or more. And that part is also part of leadership. When we talk about transformational leadership, obviously we at Mays went through strategic planning a year after I got here, and we went through extensive strategic planning, and we adopted this transformational leadership position, right? And that's what we're doing. And transformational leadership to me is, one, as a leader, you've got to be change embracing, right? You've got to be open to change. That's one. And you've got to inspire others to be open to change. That's part of transformational leadership, right? But in addition to that, I think when you think about the long-term impact, you are indeed transforming lives, right? So we are in position at Texas A&M in Mays Business School. I'm closer to Mays. I can speak about others, but especially in Mays. And so we're very intentional about developing transformational leaders. It's embedded in a lot of our strategic plan. It's embedded in a lot of the things we're doing today, all right? That's an impact. So when I step back, we're all in the business of transforming lives.
Yeah.
And that's why I've had it above my desk for many years in multiple locations.